Hey guys, it's Garth and welcome back to another Reaper tutorial. Now you may have noticed a little bit of rebranding. These tutorials are now available in their own podcast feed in Apple Podcasts or iTunes or anywhere else you happen to get podcasts. Search Reaproducer, REAPRODUCER, or go to reaproducer.com. Now let's go straight into what we're doing today, which is custom actions. One of the great things with Reaper is the ability to set up these custom actions, which is the ability to take multiple actions and string them together to achieve something that may take 3 or 4 keystrokes and have it all happen with just the one. So there's one that I use quite commonly, but I just want to adjust it a little bit. So today I thought, let's make a new version of my favorite custom action and we'll record the process. So I'm in Reaper already. It goes straight into the actions dialog with F4.
Actions, blank, edit text, blank,
And
edit text.
If we just move through this
Clear.
dialog.
Find shortcut, section, main, table, shortcuts for table, add,
So add,
custom actions,
and there's our custom actions and the new button. So we're going to create a new custom action. Also in this dialog
edit,
is an edit
delete,
and a delete. So if you have a custom action selected in your main list of actions, you can edit it or delete it as well.
edit, new,
Moving back to the new button. Now, on Windows, if you tab around here, it is the first new button you come to. So let's go in here.
blank, edit text,
Now, one other quick thing, you'll notice there are no voiceover sounds. I'm running a High Sierra, and under High Sierra, voiceover has an annoying little sound that it plays every time Asara provides feedback through Reaper. Now, I found this really annoying, so what I've done in voiceover is create an activity that switches off all voiceover sounds when I go to Reaper. But I think setting up voiceover activities is a little bit outside of the realms of this tutorial. Now, it's a fairly straightforward dialogue, but a few things to be aware of, and we'll cover those as we go through. And let me start by explaining the action I'm going to create. When editing podcasts, something I do a lot is drop a time selection end marker, jump back before the time selection and preview how it's going to sound when deleted, okay? So I want to preview and edit. So what I've done is bind a number of keystrokes together so that with one key press, I set the end of my time selection, I jump back and preview the edit. So that's the action I'm going to be creating here today.
custom action name, blank, edit text,
When you first come in here, there's a
custom action name,
custom action name
blank, edit text,
field. So I'm going to call this custom action
S, E, set,
E,
D,
and
N, A, and
preview.
I, E, W, preview,
Okay.
table,
Now this table is
in table, row 1 of 6,830,
all of our actions.
out of table, in table, row 1 of 1, drag actions here,
Next to it is a secondary table, which is the spot that we want to drag our actions. As you can hear,
drag actions here,
we want to drag our actions in there.
out of table,
Now I'll go out of there and we'll have a quick look around the other aspects of the dialog.
remove action,
We have remove action. Obviously, once you've placed it in queue, you can take it back out again.
uncheck, consolidate, undo points,
Consolidate, undo points. So I've got, let's say, 6 or 7 actions here all strung together. When I use that action in a project, if I hit undo, do I want all of those actions to happen at once? I.e., I want them consolidated into one undo point, or do you want to back up through the various actions one at a time? So in most situations, you're probably going to want to have this checked.
check, consolidate, undo points, checkbox,
So let's do that.
uncheck, show an actions menu,
Show an actions menu. So in the main interface of Reaper, there is an actions menu. Do you want this to be populated in there, or do you just want to bind it to a keyboard shortcut and use it that way?
okay,
We have OK, and let's wrap back up to the top.
cancel, close, minimize, zoom, create custom action, filter,
And here we have our filter.
blank, edit text,
Now, having a quick play with this on the Windows side, it's all basically the same except for the layout is a little bit different. The tab order in Windows is a bit different than it is here on the Mac. But all the fields are pretty obvious. You have a filter, you have 2 tables, delete, consolidate, and so forth. So let's filter this down. The first thing I'm going to add is the set time selection end.
in edit text,
So
T, E, M, E, T, T, I, E, time, F, E, L, cell, E, N, D,
that should be enough. Time cell end.
out of edit, custom, set end and preview, content selected, table,
And
in
into
table,
the
row 17 of 33, Set default mouse modifier action for media item bottom half left click. Zenatio/SWS. Toggle stop play. Time selection. Time selection. Time selection. Set endpoint.
Time selection, set endpoint. Now, to add this action into my list of actions, I'm going to perform a double click of the mouse. And with VoiceOver, that's VO Shift space quickly. With NVDA on Windows, if you use the Insert Numpad Enter, that will perform the same action. Okay, now I didn't get any feedback there, but if we jump over to the table.
Table, row 1 of 1. Time selection, set endpoint, selected.
Okay. So let's go back to our filter and get our next action that we want. So we've dropped out time selection end. We now want to move back to the beginning of the time selection. My preferences in Reaper will mean that that happens automatically, but just to make sure, in case I change that preference, I'm actually going to put in an action to move focus to the beginning of time selection.
Table, row 32 of 33. Time set end, custom action name, time cell end, filter. Time cell end, content selected. D, N, E. S, T, A, R, T. Start, custom action name, set end and preview, table, row 1, table, row 1 of 12, custom, set time selection start and continue, selected, custom, time selection, set start point, row 12. Set project tempo from time selection, detect, SWS, copy markers in time, SWS/FNG, unselect, SWS/VR, options, toggle, move edit cursor, SWS/VR, enable, ignore project, options, move edit cursor to start a time selection, when time selection changes, go to start a time selection.
Go to start a time selection, that's the one I want. So once again, VO Shift double spacebar.
Out of table, row 2 of 2. Go to start a time selection. Selected.
And we have our two actions in there.
Time selection. Set endpoint.
Set endpoint.
Go to start a time selection.
Go to start a time selection. Now I want to jump back a little bit.
Table, row, remove, check, consolidate, undo, uncheck, OK, cancel, close, minimize, zoom, create custom action, filter, time cell start, content selected.
So
selection deleted.
I'm going to actually search for
SDNONCES. SECONDS. Seconds, custom action name. Set end and preview, content select, table, in table, row 1 of 10, script, locus underscore move, Zenatio/SWS, move cursor right configured seconds, row 10.
Move cursor right, we want left.
Zenatio/SWS, move cursor left configured seconds.
That's the one I want. So once again, VO Shift double spacebar, and we'll check it again.
Out of table, row 3 of 3, Zenatio/SWS, move cursor left configured seconds, selected.
Okay, so that's our third one. We now want to start playback and skip time selection. So the preview command that is normally found on Alt spacebar.
Remove action. Check, console, uncheck, show, OK. Cancel. Move seconds, content selected. Selection deleted.
So
P, A, what, play.
Play.
At, K, I, P, skip.
Skip should be enough to find that one.
Set end and preview, content selected. Table, row 1 of 1. Transport, play, skip time selection,
And that's
selected.
it. Just tab to it, it's already selected. So VO space.
Out of table, row 4 of 4. Transport, play, skip time selection,
And
selected.
that's it. We have our 4 actions. We have, in
Time
order,
selection, set endpoint.
set the endpoint,
Go to start a time selection.
go to the start of time selection,
Zenatio/SWS, move cursor left configured seconds.
move back a little bit further, configured seconds, which you can find in the SWS configuration dialog under the accent key.
Transport, play, skip time selection.
Play, skip time selection. So that's all perfect. Let's actually give that one a whirl and I'll show you how it works and a problem that I'm going to have with this particular version of the action. And then we'll come in, edit it, and I'll show you how you make changes.
Remove action, check, uncheck, OK.
All we have to do is hit OK.
Table, row 7 of 6,831, shortcut description, custom, set end and preview, state selected.
That's the one. So let's actually add a key binding for that one.
Shortcuts for table, add.
Add.
Keyboard /midi/OFC input.
hit F19 and enter.
Actions, add. Custom action, add. Table, row 1 of 1. F19, selected.
There we go. So I've got that currently set to F19. So I'll just close this
201
dialog
prediction.
and I'll show you how it works.
See, I'm the best out of us.
Okay, I've just got a project in here. This is from an Audio Pizza a little while ago. So if I set this time selection start,
201
See,
predictions
I'm the
modified.
best out of us.
3.76/64.
Let's just end the podcast. Thank you for listening.
But I would bet 20 quid that he had no idea that
And
it was
we'll just
seeing
pause
AI.
here
He was
somewhere.
expecting something way different.
Ah, well, it was a prediction.
let's actually scroll back a bit there and we'll end it there.
Prediction. It was a prediction.
That'll do. We're not worried too much here about being precise. Just want to show you how it ends. So I'm in the place now where I want to end my time selection. So I'm going to hit F19.
I was
Set
ready to
selection
say
end. Do-do-do,
Microsoft.
waiting,
They've got
waiting.
nothing out that knocked our socks off, but there you go.
It was a prediction. What can I
And there we
say?
go.
I just had.
Now sometimes I configure my seconds to about 5 for another action that I use. So using jump back configured seconds is really not going to work for me. Let's jump back into our custom action and adjust it.
Actions, blank, edit
So
text,
into
blank, edit text.
F4. action list.
Clear. Find section. Main. Table. In table. Row
And
one.
I won't bother searching because it was the 7th one down, I seem to remember.
Shortcut. CA. Shift plus home. F19.
There it is.
Description. Custom. Set end and preview.
That's the one. So it's a custom action selected. I can go and edit
Out
it.
of table. Shortcut. Add. Custom actions. New. Edit.
Edit.
Set end and preview. Content
Press on
selected.
that. That's the name. We'll leave the name the same.
Table. Row 6439 of 6831.
So-
Transport. Play. Skip time. Table. Remove action. Table.
The action I want to change
In table. Row 1 of 4. Time select. Go to start to time select. Zanakio/SWS. Move cursor left configured seconds.
is that configured seconds one. Now, with Raypack, which is another extension, I've got one that moves back precisely a second, which is the one I'm going to want to use in this case. So
Out of table.
let's go to our filter.
Remove. Checked. Unchecked. Show. OK. Cancel. Blank. Set end and preview. Content selected. Blank. Edit text. V-E. Move. S-E-C-O-N-D.
Move
second.
second.
Custom action name. Set end and preview. Table. In table. Row 1 of 12. Script. Logism underscore move edit cursor ahead 5 seconds. Lua. Selected.
5,
Script.
move
Logism underscore move edit cursor ahead 5
ahead
seconds.
like
Lua.
that.
Script. Logism underscore move edit cursor ahead 2 seconds. Script. Logism underscore move edit cursor back 5 seconds. Lua. Script. Logism underscore move edit cursor back 1 second. Lua.
That's the one I want. Move back 1 second. So 1 second before the time selection start. Now, this is the problem. When I use the VO shift space, it will put this at the end of my list of actions. I don't want this action actually at the end of my list of actions. I want it in the correct place before the transport play skip time selection action. Now I've selected that. Let me jump over here.
Out of table. Table. Row 3 of 4. Zanakio/SWS. Move cursor left configured seconds.
That's the one I want to replace. So I've selected it in that table. I'm going to come back into my table with all the actions.
Table. Row 7 of 12. Script.
And I'll show you how to get it to swap in. So I'm going to interact with that table.
In table. Row 7 of 12. Script. Logism
And-
underscore move edit cursor back.
Interact with this particular action.
In text. Script. Logism underscore move.
I'm going to use the voiceover mouse down action, which is VO command shift spacebar.
Mouse down on. Script. Logism underscore.
Stop interacting.
Out of text. Out of table.
Interacting.
Table. Row 3 of 4. In table. Row 3 of 4.
Interact.
Zanakio/SWS.
Interact
Script.
again.
Logism underscore move edit cursor back 1 second. Lua.
And you hear it actually says it there. And if I VO command shift space again to mouse up,
Mouse up on. Script. Logism underscore move edit.
and we can see.
Go to start to time selection. Time
I'll
selection.
just arrow through these again.
Go to start to time selection. Script. Logism underscore move edit cursor back 1 second. Lua.
Right where we want it.
Zanakio/SWS. Move cursor left configured seconds.
We still have this one here at the moment.
Transport. Play. Skip time selection.
And there's our last one. So we'll go back to this
Zanakio/SW.
one. We now don't need that. We're going to delete it.
Out of table. Remove action. Table. Row 4 of 4.
Simple as that.
Table. Row 7 of 12. Script. Table. Row 4 of 4. Transport. Play. Skip time selection. Select.
And that's the action all set up. So to add actions, once you find them with your filter, double click on them. The VO mouse double click works. And if you actually want to change them though, you don't want to just add another action to the end of your list. If I interacted with the table of actions, interacted with a specific action, did the mouse down command, VO command shift spacebar, went over, interacted with the actual spot I want the action to go, and once again, VO command shift spacebar, it drops that action nicely into the list. Now, just to finish this off, all I need to do
Remove action.
is
Checked. Unchecked. Show next. OK.
hit OK.
Actions. Edit. 2018 predictions.
And for good measure, let's just give this action another workout and make sure it still works.
See, I'm the best out of.
It's still a good thing to cut out, hey? Sean's saying he's the best out of us. I think we need to cut that out.
2018
See,
predictions.
I'm the
modified.
best out of
Legal
us.
5.76/64. Registered to Garth
And
Humphrey.
let's just cut it out there. I'll hit F9.
Set selection start. Set selection end.
Let's just end the podcast. Thank you for listening.
But I would bet 20 quid that he had no
Okay.
idea
And
that
this time you can see we had very little preview of before, but it was enough. And there you go. There you do go. So creating custom actions in Reaper. Depending on your particular workflow, I'm sure there's something that you can bind together so that rather than doing 3 or 4 actions, you can have them all consolidated into one nice, convenient action. I can tell you now, having this particular custom action really did speed up my workflow when doing some editing. Now, just quickly in summary, really straightforward. F4 to go into your actions list. The first new button in there, which is new custom action. Use your filter to filter down your table. VO shift space to add actions from that table into the list of actions, or with NVDA on Windows, insert numpad enter to add the actions, get them all in a list, give it a name, hit OK, and you're done. Guys, I hope you found this helpful. Thanks so much for listening, and bye for now.